Well, good morning, everyone. Wow, what a big group we have today. Excited that so many signed up for the teleconference this morning. We will start, as always, right at the top of the hour in respect of your time. And for those logging in late, they can catch up as we go. So I think you'll find today highly valuable. Good morning, Katie, and good morning, Daryl.
Good morning.
Morning, Kim. How are you?
Okay. Let's get right after it, top of the hour, and so let's get right into today's topic. And I think that you guys, it's our October member call, 2017, and I think that you guys are going to be very excited about what we've done. And specifically what we are covering today is this. We keep racking our brains thinking, how do we make the marketing aspect of QBExpress more doable? And so today what we have done is we have designed an extremely simple, very easy to implement 8-week marketing plan for you. We have a marketing calendar, which we're going to go through. We have lots and lots of new content that works extremely well. We have left, you will see some of the original content that we have used for several years, and it makes no sense to remove top producers that still pull well. So you will see a few emails, content that you have seen before. But here's the beauty of where we are going today. This is going to cost you, in some cases, $0 to implement, other than obviously your time. But to get this stuff out the door, the only reason that it would cost be a very inexpensive Facebook ad, or if you need help gathering an email list, and we'll talk about that. Most of you have, you've garnered good email addresses at this point. So let's get right after it as we walk you through, if I can progress my darn slideshow. There we go. So today's agenda is, obviously I've already introduced it. We're going to do a few announcements. We're going to go over your 8-week plan and take any questions for you. So as far as announcements, as you know right now, our team that updates, there's 5 on the team that work to update the QBExpress seminars. It's led by Christine Mealer. And they made the decision, Christine's decision, to update the desktop version first. Of course, you'll have both versions before the 1st, but the 1st of January. But we're updating the desktop version first because last year, and we have heard through the grapevine, there's going to be another QBO upgrade December 15th. So we don't want to jump the gun, take all new screenshots only to have to redo them like we did last year. We had to redo that thing so many times it was unbelievable. So the QBO update will be second. If there's any changes you would like to see, please let us know, and we'll take them into serious consideration. We've gotten to the point we like to recommend one cool technology now a month. A lot of times we'll allow them to speak 5 or 10 minutes, but we had a lot to cover today. We wanted to let you know that after further research, we briefly mentioned it last month, briefly talk about it again, but we've done further research and we highly endorse BluePay. Many of you had come to us saying that they had reached out to you. What did we think about them? So we fully vetted them, and they are a merchant services provider. They're, QuickBooks integration. They're one of the apps Intuit's approved and says works very well with their system. But here's the deal. It's just this simple. It is your merchant fees will be so much cheaper. You can't even believe it. We ran scenarios of a company, let's say we took all the same credit ratings, just ran apples to apples. So Intuit, of course, they have some of the highest merchant service fees out there. They don't deny that. So we compared it with Intuit, and companies running 100,000, 250,000, 500,000, etc. through the system. It was really surprising to us the hundreds of dollars that were saved. It's just cheaper and it works as well, and it's awesome. So if for those of you that are looking for a new merchant services provider, you look at your fees every month and you're very frustrated by how high they are, this saves you money. So reach out to us. Daryl will send everybody a link where you can register. Make sure you get that good QBExpress pricing through them. So anyway, just wanted to touch base on that. Now, we are going to QB Connect. We do not have a booth, but we would love to sit down and buy our members coffee, breakfast. I realize breakfast is provided and they have breakfast speakers, but we'd love to figure out sometime where we could sit down with each of you, discuss where you're at, what we can do to further support you, etc. So let us know if you're going to be at QB Connect next month. So before we get started, to emphasize our point, everyone, about what we're talking about today is this. As I mentioned, we're going to walk you through an 8-week, super easy, super inexpensive marketing plan that works. But the only reason I'm putting these testimonials up there is I so wish you sat in my chair every day and got the emails and calls that we get from people that are consistent. And I don't care what you do in marketing, in the accounting industry, or in any industry, you have to be consistent. As you recall, Michelle Ball, I believe Michelle's on today, who was on just a few months ago, I'm on her email list and I'm on her social media. And she is so consistent, and she's been kind of frustrated throughout the year and this and that, not knowing. And then she ran her numbers and she was up 600% already over the previous years. The issue with Michelle was she couldn't really identify exactly where all the leads were coming from. And that's exactly what happens, you guys. It's like we told you. If you consistently do this, you'll call us like everybody does and says, I don't know where the leads are coming from. But what happens is your clients have seen emails about you, and maybe something comes up over lunch, and so they're referring you. And so consistency really works. Like our new member, Haley Kirku, okay, in Alaska. You guys heard from her last month. And she's only done one seminar. She had 5 or 6 people in it. She promoted her second one, immediately calls us, cool, I just got a $6,000 cleanup from this. Now, here's what is really important to all of you. We know, and it's okay, we know that probably 25, maybe even 30% of QBExpress affiliates are not right now on track doing regular QuickBooks training classes. And that's okay. Some accounting firms intentionally join QBExpress for the training materials one-on-one and for other sources that we provide. We understand that, but this is where you may have it wrong. You don't have to do those official classes to be successful. The reason we like them is because it cash flows for you as you're picking up clients, and face-to-face has a higher client conversion rate. But we have so many of you. I told you about Irene Klepp. I've told you about these various members who advertise QuickBooks training every month with specific dates. They call and they say, I'm sorry, we're not holding that training class, but tell me what your issues are, and let's see if we can, help you one-on-one and do training. So, the point is we have made 2 tracks here in this 8-week plan. So if you do not believe you are going to get QuickBooks training classes set up and scheduled before the end of the year, hey, that's okay. We have marketing materials for you too. So half of the materials you receive here are regarding QuickBooks training sessions. The other half of materials you will receive talk about the fact that you provide it, but you'll see what I'm talking about because we're going to show you examples. So you've had a chance to read this. These are just a few. Oh my gosh, we have notebooks that we get from our members and we save all these testimonials. So you guys, we're really excited to give you this 8-week plan, and please implement it. We've made it really easy for you. Now, if I can get this slideshow to cooperate. Come on. There we go. So week 1 is, we're going to be talking about, once you all this week shoot out a press release, your content's done, we have a new press release for you. We're going to review the content right now. So you just need to do that. Week 2, we're going to have you shoot out emails to your current clients and to whatever prospect list you have. If you need to build your email list, we want to work with you on that. We've got great sources for you. Week 3, we're going to, well, anyway, you can see this. We've got social media, website improvements. We have our profile writer, Katie's on. She's going to give you some tips on blogs on your own website, how to outsource it, what, important tips that may be helpful to you. And so you can read that, but let's get right into the details. Here's our calendar that we've done for you. Each of you will be receiving this calendar. It breaks it down very, very specifically for you. So let's get right on with week 1. Okay, Daryl, thank you for putting in this objective slide and keeping me on track. The objectives are not to lose momentum before year end. And if you have no momentum at this point, to gain momentum, because you guys, it's prime time. Now, this program, we call it 8 weeks. Obviously, the 8th week of this is going to take you right into the holidays where your promotions are going to fall. So, in your 8th week, as Daryl has, as you'll see in these materials, we're going to have you review your progress, but we will actually move the marketing materials into that first week of January. So it's perfect timing. So it's extremely important that you implement it. We have a system in this 8-week plan to target exactly who you want to get. This is designed to take maybe 15 minutes a week. So you can do this without interfering with your year-end workflow. So let's talk about the QuickBooks Support Center. Now, you've heard us talk about rebranding your QuickBooks services to call them a QuickBooks Support Center. Guys, it's just rebranding. Don't do anything different. You are already a QuickBooks Support Center single-handedly, whether you work out of a home office or not. The rebranding helps you better convey exactly what you can help them with. Okay, so believe me, this isn't theory. This has been tested, and it's mind-blowing how the difference in this rebranding works. So we'll read the content of the press release here in a minute. Just submit it and also post this on your website if you have a blog. If you don't, post the exact content on your social media account. Now, the content, for example, is this simple. What you see on top is that almost always, and you don't have to use me on the right, media etiquette, everyone, means that you always have 2 contact names on a press release. And that's because the newspapers have to act really fast. Sometimes they'll have an opening the day you send it in the paper, and they want to maybe reach out and ask a question. And so they want to make sure that there's 2 contact names that they can get a hold of. So you'll include the date for immediate release, and it's going to be your company name or your name, whatever, announces QuickBooks Support Center. As in all press releases, it starts with the city name, first name, last name, CEO, president, owner, whatever you want to put here for your title. Jonathan Bello, I see your name popped up right here. Do you mind if I use you? Jonathan Bello announced today the addition of a full-service QuickBooks Support Center. According to Bello, we have been helping clients effectively use QuickBooks and other accounting software for many years, but we've seen a significant increase in the request for help with the product. 86% of small businesses use QuickBooks. In order to meet the demand in our community, we've restructured our firm. Restructuring is the type of press release that has the highest post rates. The restructuring of our firm to provide the much-needed QuickBooks support area businesses are requesting. Services include QuickBooks version selection, setup, cleanup, troubleshooting, one-on-one training, and classroom environment, full or partial bookkeeping services. For more information, blah, blah, blah. Now, remember, press releases have to report straight back. You can't say we have the best service in town. You cannot sound like an ad. In quotes, you can get away with a little bit more. So you see how easy this is? You go out to your major news source in your area, and you click on contact, and it has the email address of the business editor or the editor if it's a smaller publication. And you email it to them. And in your subject line, obviously, it's your press release. You have in your packet a little cover letter you can use. Hi, I want to introduce myself. My name is so-and-so. Let me know if there's anything different you'd like me to do when I submit press release. Well, just shoot this off, guys. Just fill in your information, get it out. If there's anything you're uncomfortable with in it, you can make modifications. Be sure and ask me about it if you make major changes, because you may have made a change that will prevent it from getting published. We don't want you to have to study up on press release etiquette with the media. We're experts at it. You can just ask us and save yourself a lot of time. But this will be very effective as is. So this is touch 1 this week in your 8-week marketing strategy. One thing I will mention, and it's coming up a little later in the call, and it's what Katie's going to help you with, but this is outbound marketing that we're working on right now. Okay, we're talking about press releases, we're talking about email campaigns, etc. That means that you are reaching out and driving people to your website. Now, I'm not sure that there's anybody on the phone that doesn't have a website. If you don't, that's okay. We can drive them to your QBExpress profile or to a Facebook page or your LinkedIn page or whatever. Don't let that stop you. But what you do want to do, and it's in your packet, call Daryl today or email him if you've not done it. We have content for you to post on your website. So when they go to your website, they see something about your QuickBooks services. You might want to log in and do a quick, text change or not. Now, progress, not perfection, so don't get caught up in it. But remember, we're going to be driving people to one of your online presences. So you want to make sure it matches the content. And that's, this whole campaign's based around QuickBooks support. So, hey guys, this is doable and this will be great. So now let's move on to our week 2 cold prospect email campaign. If you don't mind, you'll see the hand icon, everyone. Daryl, take a note of anybody who raises their hand on this. How many of you have not gotten your list? You know how we have the library list and it's made, it built your email list. How many of you do not have a cold prospect email list? And Daryl can get on the phone with you and walk you through that. So, boy, I'm excited to see. I'm not seeing show of hands. Okay, there's 1, 2, there's a couple. Okay, Daryl, so write down who those are, and we can reach out and help you get that. Now, you remember how you could download a list and then you slowly build. So your cold prospect list, you are going to send an email every other week for 4 weeks. So you are going to send 4 emails, okay? We have the emails written for you. Daryl has, 3 times over the next 6 weeks, which is correct. We did an 8-week one, so the last one will go out that first week of January, okay? Now, on these email campaigns, there are 2 tracks, as I told you. One would promote your classes, a class, and if you're not doing a class, the other will support the QuickBooks Support Center. The research, we did it again yesterday because internet marketing changes rapidly. We went out and looked at outside statistics, and right now, Tuesday early afternoon has the highest open rate for business emails. Now, you might be surprised that the highest click-through rate is actually in the evening. It's not surprising on social media at all, but I was surprised, frankly, that the click-through rate's higher in the evening. But that's okay. We want you, because open rate's what counts here, first. And then hopefully they go back to it in the evening. So Tuesday afternoons, just put that in your calendar, send out this exact email. So let's go ahead and look at some just quick examples of content. So you know, the customized QuickBooks Support Center city name is critical on your subject line. So let's say Boston QuickBooks Support Center. Finally, the customized QuickBooks support you need. We'd love to help. Jonathan Bello is pleased to announce the opening of our full-service QuickBooks Support Center. Now, the opening, it's just a rebranding, you know. So anyway, we've already talked about that. So you can see, you know, it's similar content, but it's very, very effective. So there's your email one, guys. Done. Boom. That didn't even mention a specific QuickBooks training class. Now, we have one that does mention your specific date. Here is something you need to be aware of. Any email marketing that we've ever done, if we have a specific date in it driving them to something, because it's a call to action, it's a sense of urgency, your response rates are going to be higher. But believe me, it's okay if you don't have a class on your schedule, still send this other one because it's going to build up and be effective over time too. As Michelle will tell you, more than half the stuff she sends out doesn't have a date on it, and yet she's still up 600%. So, as far as your current client email campaign, you'll send 3, and Daryl, you know, we broke this into completely doable. You know, if you guys have time, I would actually send both of these out in week 2, get the press release out this week. But if not, if you're going to do one thing a week, this is perfect. So here's an example of that. We appreciate your business and want to help. We're pleased to announce our full-service QuickBooks Support Center. Our team can help you gain insight into your numbers and improve your business results. It's essential that you feel confident in the accuracy of your financial, you know, information, blah, blah, blah. Call now to schedule your free initial consultation. So we have those for you. Now, week 4. And you guys, you must realize, you know, you can, if you have time and you're excited and you love what you're hearing and you see, oh my God, I could do a lot of this today if I actually took an hour. Yes, you could. Would throwing a bunch of stuff against the wall be great? Yes, it would. So if you want to move any of this up, talk to us and we will customize and redesign the calendar for you to still keep that momentum. But if you want to get a little more aggressive up front, just let us know. So social media, we have 4 that we posted here. There's 4 more. Now, this is a very small cost and very effective. For those that are new to QBExpress that have not heard a previous speaker, and we verified stats again yesterday, it's still true. The vast majority of business owners are on Facebook 3 to 5 times every single day and consume over 80% of their news on Facebook. Whether you hate that or not, it's reality. They're on LinkedIn once every 5 to 7 days. So all of the social media platforms are important and good, but believe me, QBExpress is focused on the 80-20. You guys are busy. What are the 1 or 2 things you can do fast now that are cheap and have the biggest impact? And that's what we're talking about here. So we have written, there's 4 Facebook ads. Daryl is sending you a link to a very simple YouTube video that walks you through. It's only a few minutes long. For those that have not posted a Facebook ad, it allows you to target. So let's say Jonathan wants general contractors in these zip codes or in Boston or wherever. You know what I mean? You can sort by city name, by zip code, by county name. And you can target just who you want. So if you like lawyers, doctors, lawn care, doesn't matter, hairdressers, whatever, they're the only ones that are going to see your $10 Facebook ad or whatever budget you set. So, you know, watch the super short video and you'll realize, oh my gosh, I can't even believe how easy this is. So consequently, I saw an article today that part of our SEO team a guy I worked with in the Philippines forever, a guy named Reg, for those guys, who remember him from the past. He sent me an article that was posted today about how Facebook is diminishing the power of even boosting your posts. Daryl's going to show you how you do that, or he's going to talk to you about it. It's super simple to put boost post, but it was announced today they're even going to diminish how many people see those boost posts more, because obviously they're trying to sell their advertising, but the advertising's so cheap right now. So post your social media, post your ad, post it on your own social media pages, and if you've got a blog on your website, post it there. Now, Daryl, do you want to talk about this at all? What do you want to add here? I haven't gone forward to this slide, so I'll let you jump in here.
One of the things a lot of people make a mistake with is they just boost their post. They click boost. They don't change any settings. They're just kind of throwing it out there. And even Facebook themselves will tell you this is not the way to get your message out. This is not an effective use of the Facebook tool. So if you're going to spend the money to boost a post through Facebook, you want to make sure to use several items. Now, as Kim said, we have a YouTube video down there for you to watch. You can skip about the first 2 minutes of it, and it's less than 10 minutes long. So it's a very quick, simple walkthrough of how to do it. There's also a link there to the ad basics on Facebook.com. And when this is posted by tomorrow afternoon, when the member call is posted to the Resource Center, there's going to be a PDF guide that you can download that is the Facebook ad guide. So you have all of those resources to check as well. But the key points I'm going to give you here today. So again, do not just boost post and then not set any settings in the boosting. You're basically wasting your ad, especially because your industry is very specialized. You always want to have a visual, so it's good to have some kind of image. Now, something you can do here is, especially if you have your QuickBooks Services page or your QuickBooks Classes page, either one is good, that is on your website. And that's where you're going to direct people to go to. They're going to click on a link and it's going to take them to that in the Facebook ad. If you have a logo or a top image or anything on that page, use that in your ad so that there's this consistency. They see the ad, it has that image or that coloring, they click on it, oh, the website they're on now has the same thing. Nice consistency through. You want to make sure that you are setting the specifics of who's seeing the ad, where the ad is being boosted to the kind of client you want. We do this in everything we talk about. You can't just market it. You want to market generally, yes, but we want to help you actually target those A clients that you want. Get the companies that you want to work with, the kinds of businesses that you want to have, and this will help do this as well in this Facebook ad. So think about, what are the different settings that I can change here? Age. Are you going after sort of young tech firms? Do you want to have maybe a little bit older or baby boomer ownership? Or are you good for all? Make sure you set an age range that matches what you're wanting to go after. Location. So many miles out from where you're posting. What is your range? What is your territory? Where are you wanting to focus on? Interest. This is the one where you can really kind of play with it and get more specific. You obviously don't want to narrow it down so much that you're not still reaching a large audience, but you'd be surprised how large an audience the basic settings get you. And so even with narrowing these down, you still reach a very big group of people. And so for things with interest, think about, what do your businesses have interests in? If they're contractors, okay, you can put contracting as an interest. You can add in other building materials, other things like that as interest. So you want to make sure that you're narrowing that down as well. If you have any questions on this, shoot me an email. And again, you can check out these links when we put up the slideshow.
Very good. So, you guys, and for new members that are on the call, and we have a big group going to boot camp right now, obviously, we give you the content. We tell you when to post it. If you have any problem getting your picture in the post, let us know. Our graphics team will do it for you. But obviously, you don't want to give us your login to social media and to your email. So that's why we need your help. So here's a few examples. Ad sample 2, I'm not sure where ad sample 1, he just threw a couple in here, which is great. Critical QuickBooks training for your team. There's another one here, QuickBooks need help, setup training, troubleshooting, you name it. When it comes to QuickBooks, we can help, you know, blah, blah, blah. So those are proven effective ads that work. Daryl will be sending you a folder that has all this ad content for your 8-week campaign, along with the calendar and everything you need. So as we talked about for website content, and then is this where you have Katie speaking, Daryl, on this slide?
Well,
okay.
No.
So
Katie has,
just a quick introduction. Katie Caldwell is amazing. As a matter of fact, this young woman set up and has run her own foundation for many years for, you know, she has a foundation for severely ill children. She had a child that experienced that. She has been extremely successful in internet marketing, SEO work, etc. And several years ago, we were fortunate enough to meet Katie and to bring her on as one of our writers. So not only is she a writer, she's a business owner, or, you know, running a nonprofit, and she has been for many years. So she understands the challenges, and she's been working in the accounting industry now for several years. So Katie is the one that creates the draft of your profile. Now we put our best writer on that one. She also is doing a lot of blog articles for us. And so we recommend outsourcing to an outsourced provider, because most of you won't do it, but Katie's going to walk you through some of her best tips at this point. And hi, Katie.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Kim, can you go ahead and go to the next slide?
Oh, sure.
Here we go. All right, Katie, why don't you go ahead?
Sure. So as they mentioned, I've been writing some blog articles for QBExpress now for several years. And what I do is I find a topic. Initially, they used to send me the topic, and then I would rewrite the article that they had given me, where now as time has gone on and our relationship has deepened, I'm able to pick the topic and then rewrite it so that it's original content. The key is to make sure the article is at least 400 words and that it contains relevant content to what you're trying to go through for your website, and to include relevant keywords that are always bolded so that it helps drive traffic to your website and improve your SEO.
Well, excellent. And Katie, as far as, you know, if you guys are not posting regular original content to your website, I mean, that's okay, as long as you've got something up where you're sending people to. But the reality is Google is not going to be sending you much traffic if it's a canned website with canned content. If you guys want to verify that on your own website, go to a site called copyscape.com. For a nickel, you can cut and paste content from your website in there, and it will show you exactly where that content was originally published, what date it was published, and what other websites in the world have the same exact content. And so that's how we check our writers. When we're looking for original content, we put it in Copyscape, and we make sure that we get credit with Google for original content. So the point is, there's two things you can do here. You can go out and grab Katie's articles, cut and paste them on your website, and put a link back to the QBExpress website, because you're the only one in your area on the QBExpress website. So you get as much bang for your buck. So if you're not posting regularly, at least do that. Now, why, you may be asking? And here's exactly why. Google indexes your website. And it has the ability to see how often you post content. And so, for example, let's say that right now you're posting something new every 3 months. Google knows that. So they have you on a cycle of re-indexing your site so your new content shows on the internet once every 3 months. So you might post new content tomorrow that's not going to show up in mass searches for 3 months because they can see you hardly ever post it. So that's how they conserve their resources. Well, you end up training Google when you start posting it more often. They re-index your site more often, you guys. So that's the reason that you do it. Plus, it makes you look active. What's cool is you can take that same content, post a link in your social media, check out this article on our site. That's the main thing. And like I said, it's great to use QBExpress content because it's only sending more traffic to you. You're the only one in your area. You can even post the link directly to your profile page, directly to the article on the site, whatever. So those are really good tips. If you want your own thing, just hire a writer. Call Daryl. He'll let you know if Katie has any extra availability. If not, we have other writers that you can just pay directly. Believe me, we're a co-op here. There's nothing in it for us. We're just happy to help you guys. And you can tell them a topic. They'll go find a good article. They'll research it. They'll rewrite it. It'll be all original. So anyway, mainly, you guys are already good to go if you want to use one of our articles. So the direct letter campaign. Now, this is in week 6. And this direct mail, you guys, is still very effective if it's used in small, targeted marketing. So let's say Mark is on the phone here. Hi, Mark. So let's say Mark likes psychiatrists. I don't know, child psychiatrists. Who cares? So he looks up, and in his area, there's 33. Okay? So he has his assistant or his kids in front of TV at night, hand address those 33 envelopes using the content we provide. Reach out to us and let us know who your target market is. We'll give you a letter that speaks to their pain points, okay? And you send that letter out. 2 weeks later, you're going to follow up with an email to them. And you can almost always find an email on their site. So you probably want to check for the email first before you send the letter because the follow-up is going to be critical. So you guys, this really, really works. And Daryl will send you a letter. I just looked at some of our letters today. We've updated several of them, but they're very, very good and they work. So how hard is that? Friday morning, even if you do, let's say there's 40 in your market, do 10 every Friday, have them stick stamps on them and get them out the door. So that's very effective. Now, have any of you ever tried radio advertising? We were kind of cold on that for quite a while, but lately we've had quite a few members have really good success with it. Is anybody on the phone using it right now? We can see how it's working out for them. No? Okay. Kind of a big list we're scrolling through. We really haven't recommended it much in the past because you really have to have a phone number that's super easy to remember or a website that's super easy to remember. But we do have excellent radio ad content for you. We have had 4 members that have used it lately that are having extremely good success with it. And it was when we rebranded their ad to talk about a QuickBooks Support Center. And so anyway, let us know. Otherwise, in your local newspaper, you can submit things to the community calendar. They have these community blurbs in every newspaper I've ever seen. Or they call them business briefs. And you can just put in, we have a bunch of business briefs for you. We will send you those. Just little things, announces whether it's a quick employee of the month, whether it is QuickBooks training upcoming, whether it is restructuring to include business consulting services. I mean, it doesn't matter what it is, but you're doing the press release week 1 and week 8 in the meantime, there are other resources that have a lot of visibility. So it's important that you stay consistent. So, on the 8th week, when we review, this is going to be around the holidays, you guys, and you'll start to gain momentum by now. Now, remember, it takes the average U.S. consumer 7 to 9 impressions to make a buying decision. If we have a high adoption rate of these very simple, clearly outlined 8-week plans, we're going to send you a new one every 8 weeks. We were trying to get everyone to schedule all this for the year. A lot of you have done it. A lot of you haven't. And so whatever we can do to help you make this more doable, we will. So please stay in touch with us. Review your results. You're going to start by the end of this. Your phone is going to start to ring. And now you will be at prime time entering January. It's okay if you can only take on 1 or 2 clients a month. You let the people know that. But right now is when people want to buy. So don't shut down. Continue this program, and you'll be extremely effective. Daryl, do you want to, I know there's a lot of work to do on it, but why don't you, even though we won't pull it up, just read some of the things, just the documents, so they have a good understanding of what they will be receiving. The first thing you should do is open your marketing calendar and grab the content for that week, such as this press release we showed you. So open your calendar when you're doing this. Get it on your calendar now. And, each week set aside 15 minutes to pull the trigger on each of these things. We did an estimate of time, and a long estimate is 15 minutes to get these out the door. So 8 weeks in a row, put 15 minutes on your calendar, or 30 if you think you might get a little more aggressive with this plan, and just get her done. So just read to them what they're going to be getting in their folder.
Yeah, the most you don't have to worry about would be 30 minutes on any given day. And like she was talking about, most of these are going to be done in 15. Again, you want to start with the calendar. That actually walks it through which day you're going to do what. And we try to avoid doing too much on Fridays because we know things get busy at the end of the week. So even there, it's not going to be every single day, every single week either. We really break this down and doable. That's a big thing for us. And everything, if you spread out the work, like Kim was saying, if you have the time, you can do more of this right now, great. But we know a lot of you don't. So if you spread out the work over these 8 weeks, it's going to be very doable for you, and it's not going to impact your workflow. So you set up with the press release, with pushing everything out to your networks, talking about it to that first week. So we're going to give you the press release. We're going to give you sample content for your website, and then you can use talking points from that anywhere you're like at B&I meetings or Chamber of Commerce meetings, anything like that. You're going to get the email content, as we talked about, for 2 contracts, both promoting QuickBooks classes and just promoting QuickBooks services. So you're going to have that for current clients and cold prospects. You're going to get the letter that you're going to send directly to your A-list clients that you really want to get. You're going to have that. You have social media posts. We're going to have the what next version letters. As Kim has talked about constantly, one of the most profound things that we have found is the what next question, the what next concept of always moving on to the next thing. So we're going to give you those things to follow up with at the end of 8 weeks as well. We're going to give you samples for radio ads. We're going to give you sample for newspapers ads. Again, promoting classes or just promoting QuickBooks services. You're also going to have a website improvement guide. And this is where we kind of take you through the key things about a website. And we're happy to do a website review for you and work with you on that. But we know a lot of our members don't contact us for that. And so now we're trying to give you a guide that you can use on your own to go through and help improve your website as well. You're going to get the after action report form that sort of has the questions that walk you through what you're looking for on your after action and how you can set yourself up for the next 8 weeks for the year beginning 8 weeks. So these are kind of a list of a lot of the different things that we're going to have for you, and you're going to see that.
Perfect.
That's all going to be downloadable in a zipped folder because, as you can hear, it's quite a lot of content. So by tomorrow afternoon at the absolute latest, or within 24 hours, we will have all of this content posted with the member call, but we're also going to be posting this by itself in the marketing section, because this is not just something that we're doing on a member call. This is something that is a full year-end system for you for the last 8 weeks of the year that you can implement every year to make sure that you don't lose track, don't lose momentum, or if you have already lost momentum, to try to get back in before the year end. Because as Kim keeps saying it, and I'm going to keep echoing it, because it really is a critical part of our marketing process, of any marketing process, you have to be consistent. And if you're only marketing right after tax season or right before the end of the year, because those are the times that you're not busy, it's not going to work. You need to keep the marketing going throughout the year,
yes,
even when you're busy.
You know, everyone, we're going to let you off the phone about 15 minutes early today. Pam Brown had requested, she wanted to share with you several consistency stories with some pretty profound results. She's finally bought in and was really being consistent, and it was shocking what started to happen for her firm. She called me at 5 a.m. this morning. For those of you that know her, and her mother passed away, which she gave me permission to share. So she was sorry that she can't be with you today. For those that know Pam, she's one of the accounting firms in ownership of QBExpress. She will share with you her results on the next month's member call. So thank you so much for your time. Katie, thank you for participating. Communicate with us, everyone. Let us know what we can do for you. And let's rock this thing, as this says. Any questions before we need to jump off the phone today?
While we wait for some questions, I'd really like to just reiterate one more time what Kim said at the beginning about the classes are a great method. The classes are a great tool, but they're not the end goal. What we're trying to do is establish you as the expert, as the person with QuickBooks knowledge, and naturally having QuickBooks knowledge also means you have accounting and bookkeeping knowledge. And so if we establish you as that expert, then you get leads that can come in consistently. Some of them aren't even going to be for the classes. Somebody might not need a class at all, but they know you teach them, so they're going to contact you because you're the expert. Or you're going to get contacts for the classes that you then turn in to business or consults right away. So just to remind everyone, the goal is not the classes themselves. They are a means to the goal, which is increasing your client acquisition, your inbound leads regarding QuickBooks and accounting and bookkeeping.
Very good. Well, thank you so much, everyone. And like I said, let's get her done. Just do it. Get that press release out today, and you'll be good to go. Okay, and thanks again, Katie. Have a good week, everyone. Bye-bye.
Take care, everyone.